Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Pisces July 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as July goes, the Sun will be in Cancer from the 1st until the 22nd. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Pisces, well, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, attention on love, romance, children, hobbies, creative endeavors, even gambling and speculation, and amusement and enjoyment. Now, given that we're talking about Cancerian energy, this could be done with a lot of Cancerian like sensitivity, tenacity, emotion, a very clinging manner, and especially protective and clinging toward children and romantic partners. Now, also too, this could be also these actions, interests could be done with a lot of Cancer like sympathy in very nurturing manner. Also could be especially like nurturing children, lovers, even their own hobbies and their fun and amusement, and done with a lot of reflective and reminiscing energy, thinking about these matters a lot, contemplating, remembering past moments in 5th house matters. Very contemplative energy, and also there may be some safety and security connected with these matters as well. Next thing up, as far as July goes, the Sun will be in Leo from the 22nd until the 31st. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on work, employment, daily routine, service, aunts, uncles, health, and even worry perhaps as well. And given, this is Leo energy, this could be done with a lot of Leo-like ferocity, perhaps near inexorable energy, which could be hard for Pisces because Pisces, of course, is not exactly known for a surf fight and abundance of energy. So I warn Pisces not to overdo it, especially if this is actually your literal, your literal chart, natal chart, where Pisces is on the 1st house cusp, and especially if the Sun, transit Sun in Leo, is making an inconjunct to your Pisces ascendant. So anyway, also these matters can be done with a lot of pride, dignity, self-assuredness, confidence, fortitude, and courage, and they could be done in really a generous manner as well, given of yourself generously in your work, in your daily routine, and extravagance perhaps as well, especially on health-related matters such as maybe health insurance or bills pertaining to your health, and maybe even getting some kind of something associated with your employment that you might have to spend an exorbitant amount of money on perhaps. Also, this could shine the light on perhaps a Leo health-related matter, such as something with the heart or the upper back. Next thing up is there will be a partial solar eclipse in Cancer on July 12th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, for Pisces, well, this could be in some cases a new Cancerian love romantic partner. Remember, when you're talking about a solar eclipse, whether it's regular or partial, it's basically like an inflated or enlarged new moon in terms of really its impact. And really, it's like a new moon, but except it could have more life-altering effects, more sustained effects, a stronger impact. Sometimes it could even be a fated meeting, which could have a very strong, significant impact on you that could last for a long duration. Now, also, too, going back to this could be about a new Cancerian love, romantic partner, or even child, even a new Cancerian hobby, such as cooking. It could be something with culinary work, something with nostalgia. It could be collecting old things such as comic books, past issues, or coins even. This could also be maybe another Cancerian hobby, as an example, could be maybe something just with fixing up homes, home improvement, or renovation, collecting past items. Now, the thing about this is, though, this might actually lead you to maybe some kind of maybe a connection or some faded or significant connection because like I stated before, a solar eclipse is like a new moon, but it can have more of a powerful impact and more, it could be more life altering. So anyway, now also too, the way this can manifest perhaps is showing more sympathetic and nurturing energy toward a romantic partner, or maybe tenaciously pursuing more enjoyment and fun in your life, or even romance, or trying to have a child. Those could be some examples in this, as far as this goes, how this may manifest. So anyway, next thing up is there will be a full moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius on July 27th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. And full moon lunar eclipse is like a regular full moon, but it can have more, like I stated about a solar eclipse, can have more of a life-altering impact, a stronger impact and effect on the person. The effects might be more sustained and protracted. Now, this could be a time where you might become tired or exasperated, full of perhaps idiosyncratic, unusual, bizarre behavior from a person, maybe prominent in your private life. It could be an aunt or an uncle. In some cases, this could be about the unveiling or revelation of an Aquarius hidden adversary at this time. It could be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Aquarius-like characteristics. It could be somebody that could be like a maverick, a very nonconformist, somebody that's very rebellious, eccentric, unorthodox, or maybe even somebody in an Aquarius-like profession. This could also be, the way this could manifest is that maybe you put a lot of selfless humanitarian energy into really those less fortunate than yourself, or spirituality, and this could have perhaps a little greater impact as opposed to a regular full moon, which could really, as an example, maybe somebody could take notice of this, which leads to something life-altering. Now, also too, in some isolated cases, this could be about the revelation or unveiling of an unusual mental illness, and really this could be very isolated, very seldom, but I mean, if you have certain aspects, I mean, if this is going, let's say this makes an adverse aspect to your natal Mercury, for example, this could be something where something like that could manifest. But generally speaking, that's not really, those things, I don't see that happening too frequently. Could also be the culmination or completion of an Aquarius-like project in solitude and seclusion. It could be something like some innovation, something with aerospace, astronomy, astrology, computers, or electronics even. So anyway, next thing up is Mercury will be in Leo this month. So, and it will be retrograde from like the 26th till the 31st. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Pisces, it could be talking with, surprisingly, with a lot of even perhaps ferocity and authority and conviction on work and health related matters. And really, it could also be about boasting about work related matters, maybe about your health at this time, your knowledge regarding health. It could be where you speak with a lot of authority to an aunt or an uncle perhaps. And also remember too that Mercury can be more than just about communication. It could also be about siblings. So this could manifest perhaps in Leo. Siblings might figure more prominently in the health, the work life, and the daily routine than usual. And also too, I mean, given it's going to be retrograde for the latter part of the month, this could manifest perhaps in reviewing extroversion and gregariousness with people in your daily routine, people prominent in your health life, and aunts and uncles. You might be reviewing, well, am I really super gregarious with these people or not? Do I need to be more outgoing and extroverted or less? Perhaps. So anyway, and also perhaps even thinking generously regarding the health and hygiene at this time as well. Next thing up is, well, Venus will be in Leo as far as July goes from the 1st until the 9th, and the 6th house again is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time for Pisces, this could be manifest perhaps in exorbitant and extravagant spending, perhaps on health and work-related matters, perhaps even on an aunt or an uncle. If you are unattached Pisces, you might find a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Leo-like characteristics in the daily routine, in the health life perhaps, or maybe at your place of employment, or it could be somebody that is connected with a service you might give to somebody. Now, also too, this could be about loving pets very generously at this time, and really valuing gregariousness and extroversion in the daily, in your daily routine, in your work, in your people that are prominent in your health life as well, such as, say, if you're at a health and fitness club, for example, people you may know there. And also too, remember that the 6th house is the house of worry, so it could be that in some cases a Leo love might cause a little more propensity for worry at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up to what I want to talk about is Venus will be in Virgo as far as July goes from the 9th until the 31st. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Pisces, you may find a Virgo love, a Virgo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. That could be, that might be in some 7th house profession, such as arbitration, or somebody that is dealing with the law, or negotiator perhaps, even a diplomat. It could be a Virgo Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply one that embodies Virgo-like characteristics. This could manifest perhaps in spending frugally on court matters, a significant other, the others in general, perhaps even the grandmother as well. And also too, this could be in some cases, sadly, about maybe enjoyment to some degree, about being judgmental and critical of 7th house people, such as the grandmother, others in general, a significant other, or maybe even somebody you might be in a business partnership with. So, and also about valuing being very punctilious with details, and it could be with matters pertaining to court legal related matters. It could be over the significant other or people you know, others in general, and really that enjoyment of analyzing and criticizing these people perhaps as well. Next thing up is, well, Mars will be in Aquarius, and it will be there during the month. It will be retrograde, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, for Pisces, this could be about perhaps becoming really angry at maybe some idiosyncratic, unusual, or bizarre behavior, maybe from an aunt or an uncle, somebody prominent in your private life, perhaps. In some cases, this could be about maybe some anger or acrimonious Aquarius, hidden adversaries. It could be people that have Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply ones that embody Aquarius-like characteristics. Now, given you're talking about Mars in the 12th house, the energy might be a little, in stamina might be a little bit more depleted than usual. But it could also manifest perhaps in putting a lot of energy into Aquarius-like matters in solitude and seclusion, such as computers, electronics, innovation, astronomy, and aerospace. And given that it's going to be retrograde, it could be that you could be going back to some of those things perhaps, or at least one of those things I talked about perhaps, and something that's Aquarius related you're putting energy into that maybe you might have stopped temporarily, might have been Aquarius-like project that you stopped some time ago and could be going back to it at this time. So anyway, well, it could also, the way this can manifest perhaps is in some isolated cases of bizarre, angry mental illness, or it could be some unusual angry or outbursts, unpredictable or very spontaneous angry outbursts that might lead to oneself undoing. Remember, this is also the house of imprisonment, so it's time to be careful as far as that goes, Pisces. And also too, this could be about combative friendships that might actually feel like they're driving you crazy. Remember, this is the 12th house of mental illness. So anyway, next thing up is Jupiter will be in Scorpio as far as during this time, and it will be retrograde from the 1st until the 10th in July, and the 9th house is will be emphasized and highlighted at this time for Pisces. Well, remember, as I've talked about previously, Jupiter can be paradoxical. It could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. This could be about the expansion, perhaps, of surreptitious, nefarious, manipulative behavior, perhaps from in-laws, grandchildren. It could be foreigners. It could be people that you may know at your college, university, or religious congregation. Also, too, this could be about a strong luck through transformation of one's philosophies, and also, too, about going beyond the superficial and subterfuge in-laws, grandchildren, other ninth house matters in general, people that you may know that may be in a religious congregation, or somebody you might meet through traveling abroad. This could also be about perhaps luck unveiling secrets about false doctrines and religions. And given that this is going to be retrograde for like for about the first third of the month, you could be reviewing perhaps a profound philosophy connected with higher education and even abstract thinking. Next thing up, Saturn will be in Capricorn still. The 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde. So at this time for Pisces, well, this could be a time for Pisces where you may be dealing with certain restrictions and limitations regarding friends, acquaintances. It could be groups and organizations and clubs. And really could be causing a lot of despondency and making you feel somewhat melancholy. At this time, too, the way this may manifest perhaps is taking care of a debilitated or sickly friend or acquaintance, or somebody you know very well in a group, club, or organization, perhaps. And it could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the bones, the knees, or the joints, perhaps. Also, too, this could be about working maybe laboriously on some government related projects, something with politics or business, and it really and it could be something that's a really strong goal or aspiration, or at least you see it as that. And as well too, given that it's going to be retrograde, is that this could be also about reviewing serious responsibilities that are pertaining perhaps to your friends, to acquaintances, and perhaps to groups, clubs, organizations, and to your goals and aspirations as well at this time, and even to your future as well. So anyway, next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus, so the 3rd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time for Pisces, this could perhaps manifest in dealing with very unusual, persistent, and stubborn siblings at this time, or even neighbors, if applicable. Also, too, it could be about the formulation of new financial ideas that may come very extemporaneously, and you might be getting some help with these ideas, perhaps from siblings, perhaps neighbors, maybe people that you know in your short journeys, cousins even. And also, too, Taurus friendships, or ones that embody Taurus-like friends that might embody Taurus-like characteristics, really could really factor more strongly in your communications, figure more prominently in them than usual. This could be a time too where maybe you might be seeing unpredictable behavior more with your neighbors, with cousins, with siblings, and really your communications at this time might be more erratic and sporadic than usual. Anyway, next thing up is Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time for Pisces, you might be dealing with some deception and duplicity, perhaps with somebody from your early childhood, perhaps. And now, if this is hitting the 1st house especially, or even the Sun in Pisces, this could be, the way this could manifest perhaps is the dissipation, dissolving of your vitality, and maybe your stamina, your energy, because the Sun could be connected with vitality and energy, and the Ascendant can as well. If this is hitting your Moon, this is more about really more of an emotional drainage at this time that you could be dealing with, and your emotional energy may be somewhat dissipated and low. Now, also too, the way this could manifest perhaps is maybe somebody from your early childhood may be nebulous or unclear, and new beginnings may be as well, or it could simply be that new beginnings might be something that are Neptune related. It could be something connected with the metaphysical, which of course can include astrology, something with photography, chemistry, special effects, perhaps pharmaceutical work, something with poetry or dancing even. And you may even come across as a little bit more deceptive and duplicitous maybe than usual, and maybe hard, maybe somewhat nebulous, hard to figure, engage at this time, given, I mean, and even more so than usual, given that, Pisces energy, of course, is like that, can be like that anyway. So, and you might be more susceptible at this time to maybe people that are involved perhaps with drugs or alcohol, and Pisces is very impressionable, so it's a really it's a strong time to be careful at this time, Pisces. So anyway, next thing up is Pluto will still be in Capricorn. In the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but I'm going to do it anyway. This could be about in some cases, the actual literal death of a stepchild in some cases, of a friend, of an acquaintance you may have known for some time. Also, too, you might be seeing that friends and acquaintances might be showing more obsessive and compulsive tendencies than usual, or you might be exhibiting these qualities toward friends and acquaintances. You might become very obsessed with your aspirations and goals. Also, too, this could be manifest perhaps in power struggles with friends and acquaintances, maybe even using some kind of form of manipulation to attain your goals, your aspirations at this time. But this could also be about gaining power in your future perhaps. But remember, to Pluto being about obliteration, it could be where some your goals or aspirations might be destroyed at this time and maybe torn down, figuratively speaking. But remember that Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration, and what could be destroyed with Pluto can often be supplanted and replaced with something else in time. And anyway, and also too, that given that this is Pluto energy, some of your goals or aspirations might be tied into something Pluto related, such as something with the supernatural, the occult, or even astrology in some cases. So anyway, next thing up is, well, the North Node will still be in Leo, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, for Pisces, well, when you're talking about the North Node, this could be about issues that one may have to address and confront. And it could be in some cases perhaps addressing, or I should say confronting, maybe an arrogant, dominant, bombastic, overbearing, even flamboyant aunt or uncle, or somebody that might be in your workplace, perhaps someone that's prominent in your daily routine. Also, too, you might be demanding or commanding more attention and recognition, being lauded for work and health-related achievements, having the aunt or uncle give you praise for what you are doing for them at this time. And also, it might be a period where you might be directed toward being more magnanimous and generous with 6th house people and things. It could even be maybe being generous of your time toward a pet. It could be being more generous in connection with an aunt and uncle, or somebody in your daily routine, prominent in your daily routine, or in at your place of employment, or someone you're giving service to, generously giving service to somebody. And in some cases too, it might be about also being directed toward maybe taking care of some Leo health related matters, such as something with the heart or the upper back. Anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Capricorn, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Pisces, well, in some cases this could be about having to about perhaps a Capricorn formidable adversary that is revealed. It could be a Capricorn sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply one that embodies Capricorn characteristics. It could be somebody that may be a friend or acquaintance or somebody you know well in a group, a club, or organization. And also just in some cases too, it could be where an 11th house type person might be showing very tyrannical, ruthless, overambitious qualities and very cold and callous qualities at this time. It could be a stepchild, in some cases, if applicable, a friend or an acquaintance even at this time, someone you may know strongly in some group or a club or an organization. Also, too, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, the way this can manifest, it could be about something that comes out of the bag, so to speak, but you don't want it to come out of the bag, but it just does. And it could be about the unveiling or revelation of maybe a very, or what you see as being very pessimistic about the future, or very negative outlook connected with your future, or maybe a limited and restricted situation pertaining to friends at this time. So anyway, and also when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, the way this can manifest too is what could put one in a strong state of trepidation or fear. And in this case, it could be perhaps about relinquishing authority over friends at this time, or the ability to consistently pursue one's aspirations. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will still be in Aries, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, for Pisces, well, this could be about, I mean, you're talking about Chiron and Aries, and this could be about feelings of unworthiness. It could be where maybe these feelings of unworthiness really affect your self-esteem and self-worth very strongly. It can in most cases anyway with people, regardless of what kind of transit they have. But it could be more really more accentuated in it when you're talking about like this kind of energy. It could also be maybe suffering some emotional wounds due to not capitalizing on monetary matters, such as an opportunity to increase one's income, and lack of aggression and assertiveness in these matters. It could be where you're dealing with some emotional suffering connected with acrimonious situations, perhaps even combative ones associated with possessions, resources, and money at this time. Now, also too, the way this could pan out, this is really about, I mean, really about, again, about, you know, you're talking about Chiron and Aries, and the thing about this is this could be really about not being able, maybe you talk about assertive, or being overly, I should say, maybe being overly impulsive and impetuous, perhaps even over something of a monetary nature, or being in too much of a hurry to accumulate possessions, resources, that maybe that this could lead to some kind of repercussions. You're thinking, well, how could that be? Well, maybe just buying things, for example, that you just don't need, just for the simple sake to have something, and really doesn't do you any good, and it could wind up being a lot of wasted expenditures. So anyway, but remember that when you're talking about Chiron and Aries in the second house, I mean, this could be about areas where you could be going through some suffering and where you're struggling perhaps, but being that it's the wounded healer, that it could be ways that you could help others deal with comparable situations, and do so with areas like fortitude, courage, aggressiveness, assertiveness, and initiative. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Pisces July 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I will be giving you my Aries August 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart. and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.